Hey, what's going on, guys? We have a lot of new stuff coming our way in Fire Emblem Heroes. If you did not see the official live stream, I'll post a link in the description for you guys. Definitely check it out if you have time. But anyways, in this video, I'm going to review and analyze the new units from the Farfetched Heroes Banner. At the end of the video, I'll tell you guys my opinion on which heroes to summon for and my personal ranking on who is best to worst. The first hero of the banner is Mia. She has 38 HP, 32 attack, 40 speed, 28 defense, 25 resistance, and 163 BST. Her BST is exactly the same as Ira's. In fact, their stats are very similar to one another. If they both had their unique weapons equipped, then they both had the same speed at 40. But Mia will have slightly more attack. Ira's a little bit bulkier physically because she has 3 more HP in defense. Magical bulk wise, there's not that big of a difference. Ira has 4 less resistance, but again, she has 3 more HP, so there's like a difference of 1 point in magical bulk as a whole. Mia now officially has the highest base speed in the game at 40. She dethroned Long Q and has better stats than him in every single category besides HP. Long does have pretty high HP, so he's still very useful in his own way since he can effectively use HP based skills, but Mia's stats are amazing. Her speed is hella high, so she definitely won't be getting doubled by anybody. That being said, she'll be able to tank and survive most encounters. She's definitely top 2 or 3 among Sora infantry unit. Her unique weapon is Resolute Blade, 16 might. It grants 3 attack passively and grants 10 to damage when special triggers. Basically a better Wodao. Her attack is middling and her speed is already insanely high, so the extra 3 attack is really nice for her as well as the rest of the effect. All she needs in her kit are ways to grant her more damage, and this weapon definitely helps her in that regard. Special is Luna. Luna is never a bad special on anybody because the damage is based on the enemy's defensive stats. Mia does pass the 50 attack mark, so Draconic Aura is probably the better special to go with if you want a more consistent damage output special. New A skill is Flashing Blade. Do note that this skill is only inheritable by infantry and armored units. If Mia's speed minus foe speed is greater or equal than 1, Mia gains special charge cooldown +1 per attack. It's basically Ira's Blade effect, or you can think of it like a speed version of Ike's Heavy Blade or Braveroy's Blazing Durandal. Her speed is incredible, so she'll be able to get this effect off on most enemies, especially if she has a boon in speed. If your Mia is minus speed, you can always slap on that Phantom Speed Sacred Seal or simply use her as fodder because there will be a lot of units that want and can benefit off of this skill. Now, because Soul's special cooldown is being reduced from 4 to 3, I think Mia is probably one of the best candidates to run Soul. Whenever she initiates combat versus a melee enemy, she'll always proc a 3 charge cooldown special as long as she double attacks, so with Soul equipped, it'll proc on the second hit and she'll regain at least 10 health back because her weapon effect actually works with healing specials, believe it or not. The build isn't that good for Arena, but it's definitely something to think about if you plan on using her a lot in PvE events like Tempest Trials or Chain Challenges. That way she has a bit of self-sustain. B skill is Vantage. It's okay on her, it really depends on the build though. You could give Mia Aether, so in a scenario where she double attacks a melee enemy and kills them in 2 hits, Aether's cooldown will be ready to activate, so when the next enemy attacks Mia, she'll activate Vantage along with Aether, and her weapon will grant the Aether effect an extra 10 damage and 10 healing. Desperation is probably the go-to budget B skill for most of you guys, but it's a little wonky with 3 charge special cooldowns. Ira's unique special is 2 charges, so whenever she is in desperation range, she can always activate Ragno Astra in 2 hits. Mia, on the other hand, can't really activate her special in desperation unless her special is a 2 charge special cooldown like Moonbow. You'll just have to play the scenario out in your head and think about what the best cooldown number is for her if you're one of those guys that always want the special timing to be perfect. Best boon for her are going to be either plus attack or speed. Either one is fine. If you get plus speed, you can always give her an attack steal and vice versa. Her resistance is actually not that bad considering that it's base 25 and receives +4 with a boon. So if you are thinking about a bruiser mixed tank type of build, then plus resistance Mias are worth considering. However, if you are just going for that typical melee on melee set, then minus resistance or minus HP will be the best Banes. All in all, she's an amazing unit, incredible stats with a great base kit. If you're still boycotting over the Ira situation, then here's your chance to get someone who is just as good as Ira. I think Ira is still better mainly because of her unique special. It has low cooldown, very high damage output, and it's great for arena points. But Mia has her own little niche with her weapon and healing specials, which I think is pretty neat. If you are summoning for Mia just because you need a good offensive sword unit, then I would hold onto your orbs for that banner on the 27th of November. I'll talk more about it at the end of this video. Next up is Dorcus. He has 40 45 HP, 35 attack, 23 speed, 35 defense, 24 resistance, and 162 BST. Same BST as Brave Ike. They are quite similar in many ways, just a few points off in some of the stats. The big difference is speed and resistance. Sometimes it's better for these tanky guys to have lower speed, so enemies are guaranteed to double them, which will grant them more special charges, and the stat points are allocated somewhere else. With this kind of stat line, you can do a lot of things with him in the current meta, especially if we take into account his weapon Stout Tomahawk, which is unique, 16 might and has built-in distant counter. Even with minus resistance IVs, Dorcus can still bait and kill the strongest version of Reinhardt by simply giving him the Deflect Magic 3 Sacred Seal, or you can give him Triangle Depth instead. Either way works fine. You don't want to use him to bait Brave Lens because he won't be able to counterattack because of Sage's Blessing. But yeah, Dorcus has a solid stat line, high attack and defense, great HP, is good enough to effectively use HP based skills. Resistance is just okay, speed is garbage, but it can be a positive thing if you want him to build up more special charges. Special is Draconic Aura, he's past the 50 attack mark, so it's okay on him. Bonfire will be slightly better, but it depends on the IVs and skill set. New A skill is Fierce Stance 3, grants 6 attack during combat when this unit is attacked. This skill is alright, I still prefer Steady Stance or Steady Breath over this. Defensive boosting skills are better for the enemy phase because you want to minimize the amount of damage taken, and the special is usually what deals the most damage anyways. What it can do is guarantee more 1-round KOs during the enemy phase without activating the special. So maybe consider using 4-charge specials like Ignis on him so he can save the activation for a different target on the following player phase. Otherwise, I think Steady Breath, Steady Stance, Triangle Depth, and maybe even Distant Defense are better options. B skill is Quick Riposte, which is excellent. He's a slow ass dude, so he'll need this in order to guarantee a follow-up attack. C skill is Infantry Pulse. The only other hero that has this skill is Summer Xander, who is limited edition. This is one of the reasons why you should pull for Dorcus. With this skill, you can make some really cheesy team compositions. It's great for Tempest Trial like events because Infantry Pulse will activate on every single stage. Note that it's based on current HP, so you'll need to make sure Dorcus is healed up in order to continue using it over and over again. So people thought that they put poison in his mutton, but it was actually steroids because Dorcus turns out to be a very good unit. Good infantry X units are really hard to come by at the moment, and Dorcus is a great addition. He has an amazing enemy phase stat line and comes out of the box almost fully built. He comes with very expensive skills like Quick Riposte and Infantry Pulse, but let's not forget that his weapon has a built-in distant counter effect. New players should definitely try to summon this guy. Boons and Banes for this guy depends on what you want him to do. I want to say plus defense is probably his best boon. Attack wouldn't be that bad either. He doesn't want minus HP because he has Infantry Pulse, but if you happen to get minus HP, then you can always just give him a HP seal to patch that up. Plus resistance wouldn't be that bad either because it's a +4 boost rather than the normal 3. I want to say speed is the best Bane, but that will leave him vulnerable to double attacks from green mages like Julia and Deirdre. I really like neutral stats, but if there was a best Bane and boon, I would probably say plus defense and minus speed. Last hero of the banner is Lute. 33 HP, 36 attack, 32 speed, 16 defense, 34 resistance, and 151 BST. So she has the highest BST for a blue mage right now, 2 more points than Mel Robin. She's very similar to Mei and Delthea. She's slightly better defensively though. HP is rather low, but the rest of her stats are awesome. Normally I would say her speed is kind of a problem because it's middling, but that's not the case for her because her weapon is Weirding Tome. It's unique and passively grants 3 speed, so with this weapon equipped, her offensive spread is technically 36-35. The effect is basically speed ploy. At the start of the turn, all foes in cardinal directions and with resistance 1 or more lower than Lute suffer speed -5 until the end of foe's next action. Display or active debuffs that affect the speed stat are so valuable. In most cases, it's very easy to just salvage your unit speed by using skills like Hone Speed, Drive Speed, and Rally Speed. Threaten Speed is hard to use, and skills like Speed Smoke and Speed Ploy are hard to get, so yeah. With this skill, Lute can stand in the back and easily debuff enemies in front of her. It's almost like she's gaining a permanent 5 extra speed. Assist is Rally Attack Resistance. The only other unit that has this skill is Summer Elise. It's a great combination. Attack and resistance are perfect to use on mage tanks like Felicia, Innis, Halloween Sakura, and even distant counter units like Ryoma. Duo rally skills also cost the most in their respective skill slots, so it will increase your arena score as well. A skill is HP Res 2, it sucks ass. C skill is Resistance Ploy. Man, let me tell you, she is a nuke. Not only can she debuff the enemy speed to allow her to double, but she also lowers her magical bulk by 5, which means that she will be doing 10 extra damage if she doubles. You can even give her the attack ploy seal so she can reduce the counterattack damage. Lute is very nice. The only weakness she has besides her physical bulk is her speed, but that's patched up by her weapon. She's getting 8 easy speed solely coming from her weapon. She can set up fights for herself, or she she can be used in a more supportive role. The best boons for her are speed and resistance. More speed is always great and extra resistance is useful, so she won't be as dependent on resistance boosting A skills like Fury to effectively use her ploy abilities. Best Bane is obviously defense. All in all, she's a very unique blue mage and can easily slide in and gel with many different team compositions. Alright, here's my final verdict for the entire banner. Remember that this is my personal ranking, it's my opinion. I have to say that because some people thought I was crazy when I said Deirdre was better than Sigurd in the Holy War banner, which by the way, I still stand by that. I faced and used Sigurd in tier 20 arena and arena assault many times between his banner and now I think he's even more overrated. But anyways, let me just say that all three of these units are bonkers. There is no bad unit. That should be a given because this is like a mini Choose Your Legends banner. But if we factor in hero stats, skills, future banners, orb management, and everything else, I think the best heroes to summon for in this banner from best to worst is Lute, Dorcus, then Mia. If you want the best chance to summon one of these heroes, then it would be Dorcus, Lute, then Mia, because there's a better chance to pull a green unit than the rest of the colors. I ranked Lute as number 1 because there's no other blue mage like Lute. She's the blue version of Arvis with much better stats and comes with better ploy abilities. Dorcus is kind of similar to Distant Counter Bike, but they still do different things. I think Dorcus might be a little bit better than Distant Counter Brave Ike because he has a distant counter weapon and that leaves the A slot open for powerful skills like Steady Breath. But anyways, I would recommend to go for one of those two units, either Dorcus or Lute. As for Mia, I believe her damage output would be similar to Ira's, but Ira is much better when she is in Desperation range. In Desperation, Ira can activate Ragnal Astra, whereas Mia can only do that with Moonbow. Mia does have her own little niche with healing specials, but that's kind of whatever. The main reason you shouldn't pull for Mia is because on the 27th of November, there will be a legendary hero summoning event with tons of good units. You'll start out at a 8% summoning rate instead of the normal 3. It states that the non-focused 5-star category will be set to 0%, so there's absolutely no way for you to pull any other 5-star units. It's just going to be the normal 3-star and 4-star units along with these 12 focused 5-star units. Ira will be part of that banner, so if you're looking for a high tier sword unit, save your orbs and pull for red in this legendary banner instead. That's going to be it for this video. If you want to see more quality Fire Emblem Heroes content, hit that subscribe button, join my Discord, and follow my Twitter if you want to chat and interact with me. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.